What you're about to hear is a chilling story narrated by Dark Waters. Dark personally talks to these people that report these events. Sometimes he tells his personal story, and sometimes, every now and then, he'll play their actual voices. But what you're about to hear are stories of true accounts that happened. Keep in mind, Dark doesn't report and produce every story he is told. In fact, through a careful selection process, he has his own methods of detecting if the person reporting the experience is telling him true accounts of what they experienced, or if they're not. Prepare yourself for what you're about to hear. For more stories like these, head over to IamDarkWaters.com for more content from the King of Horror, Dark Waters.
Have you ever encountered something demonic before? Maybe, possibly. If so, how do you know for sure? Well, I can tell you for certain that I have. You see, my wife and I bought a 3-bedroom home about 5 years ago, and we thought we were getting a good deal. A $250,000 house and for $135,000. When we move in, immediately things in our life start to take a turn for the worse. She and I start arguing over the simplest things, minuscule things, like who's supposed to put the dishes in the dishwasher, and her taking too much time in the bathroom in the morning when it's time to get dressed. And that particular argument was extremely crazy because we had 2 bathrooms in this house. There were these times where anger would suddenly flood into my body and mind, overwhelming me. And as time passed by, we really didn't make changes. We kind of adapted to it. When she started acting crazy and that flood of anger and rage came over me, and I could see myself just banging her fucking head into the refrigerator, I would leave the house. After that, my wife got sick and she could no longer work. So now we found ourselves only living off her disability check, which made things harder for us and made me even more angry. And then that's when the poltergeist activity started to manifest itself inside our house. I would come home with a bag full of groceries, put them in a freezer, cabinets, refrigerators, walk into the bathroom and take a piss, come back out, all those groceries are back on a counter in the bag. This happened so much that we would test it. When we went shopping for groceries, we would get brown paper bags, mark them with a Sharpie pen, put the groceries away and throw the bag outside in the trash can. And when we turned our backs for more than 60 seconds, the food was back in the same bags that we had thrown in the trash outside the house. From there, the onslaught of paranormal activity only got worse. Banging noises, footsteps, shadows out of the corner of your eyes. Things got bad. We had a witch come in and try and exorcise the place, but it only got worse. Next, we brought a priest in, and he was able to get things to quiet down. But his advice to me and my wife was that we needed to move. He said that whatever this thing was attached to the house, and the house only. But if we stayed too long, soon it would attach itself to us. Now, in order to paint a clear picture for you, my wife and I are now behind on our mortgage payments. I'm having trouble sleeping. She's barely walking. So she and I have discussions about getting out of the house. We contact the realtor, put a sign in the front yard, and start shopping for apartments online. Every time we sat at the table to look at apartments on websites, the internet would go down. When we tried to search the internet on our cell phones, the batteries would drain dead. But the final straw was when my wife woke me up in the middle of the night, this look of sheer terror on her face, pointing to her side of the bed, and that's when I saw it, this thing we called the Oilman. That night, I remember coming home from work a little late. She was already in bed. And it had been a long, tough day for me. My boss, who was once my close friend, had just decided to throw me under the bus, and it looked as if I was going to lose my job. All I wanted to do was shower and get some sleep. I crawl into bed, give my wife a kiss, close my eyes, and pass out. A few hours later, I feel my wife. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Dog Waters, man. I got one more I want to drop for you, but I ain't going to drop it. And here's why. I'm over here in my office smoking my cigars, doing my thing. And you literally can no longer record because there's, I guess you can call it a repast, whatever the hell, when somebody dies and then everybody celebrates. And then some straight up ninja bull crap going over here. I'm talking about people outside twerking, dancing. It's ridiculous what's going on out here. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody gonna start shooting over here in a minute. I'm about to get the hell on. So, but I want you to understand, we still on. Still on for 9:30 tonight, right after Sean gets through with Chasing the Truth. We still on for our freaking members only chat room AMA. So that's still popping. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna drop 3 more stories for you tomorrow. Then Labor Day I'm not dropping anything. Then Tuesday we right back to the grind. And then hopefully you'll enjoy your Labor Day. To my Dog Waters family out there in Florida, it looks like the hurricane is starting to turn and hopefully it's just gonna graze you guys, not hit you. It looks like it's turning, trying to go north, which is great. For the rest of us on the Gulf Coast, it looks like we got one stirring up in the Gulf. So, you know, might have a little few problems on our hand here coming down the pipeline. But as you guys know, hurricanes are necessary because that's the way Mother Nature cools down the planet. And it took until August for us to get our first real hurricane, which means Mother Nature's pretty hot and sweaty and bothered right now. So I figure we're going to get slammed with a whole bunch of foolishness between August and October. So you guys be well and you be safe and hopefully you're prepared. I will see you at 9:30. Hey, if you're listening and you didn't become a member yet, man, you need to go on and get the membership. I told you, for a price of a cup of coffee, literally a cup of coffee, you could be enjoying what everybody else is enjoying. And it's a lot of people enjoying this. I'm telling you, a whole lot. I don't talk numbers because then people start hating, but it's a lot of people that are members at IamDogWaters.com. It's not like staying on YouTube, you becoming a part of the majority. You slowly becoming a part of the minority staying on YouTube because people understand what's going on and they know where to find the good stuff. That real good stuff. All right, talk to y'all later. Peace.